This is Rummy's Corner.
How does Lennox Lewis do in today's heavyweight division? Lennox Lewis is widely viewed as one of the very best during the long, rich history of heavyweight boxing, and for damn good reason. Lennox had tremendous all-around boxing ability. He had an incredibly versatile long jab. He could throw a sledgehammer right hand with devastating knockout power. He had good all-around movement with a masterful ability to control the range and dictate the tempo and flow of a fight. And he also had a beautiful ability to launch a mean uppercut. Lennox also had an elite-level ring IQ and terrific fighting instincts. And contrary to popular belief, Lennox was a tough guy who could take a good punch. He lost twice, both times by knockout, but he avenged both of those losses. Indeed, Lennox beat every man he faced as a professional, and he beat a lot of great punchers in his day, receiving more than his fair share of heavy leather along the way. His resume is simply awesome. It's like a who's who of 1990s boxing, where he holds impressive victories over a slew of top boxers who competed in his era. An era which is widely viewed as the second best in heavyweight history. His record was an impressive 44-2-1, with 32 wins coming by way of knockout. And more impressive still, his record in championship fights was 15-2-1, with 10 of those wins coming inside the distance. So how would Lennox do in today's heavyweight division? In my opinion, he'd do damn good. Indeed, I believe Lennox would be just as successful today as he was in his day. Lennox was a special talent. Looking at the top 10 heavyweights today, according to Ring Magazine, number 10 is Efe Ajagba, and honestly, I don't see Lennox having very many problems here. I believe Lennox stops Ajagba. Number 9 is Martin Bakole, and again, I think this is another one where Lennox would be too skilled and too powerful. I'd take Lennox by stoppage. At number 8, we have Big Bang Zhang. The Chinese powerhouse has a hell of a left hand and a really good right hand, but he has always struggled in the stamina department. He has been hurt by less powerful punchers and outslicked by less talented boxers. Zhang is another one I think would get stopped by Lewis. Number 7 is Fabio Wardley. Fabio has the power that you can't deny him a puncher's chance, but his skills simply aren't on the level. I reckon Lennox stops Wardley. Number 6 is Filip Hrgović. In my opinion, Hrgović lacks the ring IQ and the mental fortitude required to get to Lennox. I don't believe Lennox would have many problems here, and although I think Hrgović might be tough enough to last the distance, I reckon he gets stopped as well. Number 5 is Anthony Joshua. Joshua is skilled and powerful, perhaps a textbook example of a modern-day super heavyweight. On his best day, AJ has shown that he could hang in there when the going got tough and overcome adversity. With his size, skills, and power, it's tough to write him off completely. There are a lot of fans who believe that the sport excels with linear evolutionary progression, where modern guys would always beat greats from the past. I reject that school of thought and believe this would be the perfect example of such. In the end, I believe Lennox had too much self-belief and determination, and I believe those are areas where AJ has long been lacking. Not to mention that Lennox was way more skilled, far more powerful, and a much smoother and smarter operator. I'd favor Lennox inside the distance. Number 4, Agit Kabayel. Kabayel is a tough one to rate right now, but he sure is fun to watch with the way he digs down to the body. I tend to believe that he would have a lot of problems with the telephone pole jab of Lennox, and if he isn't careful with his trademark body attacks, he's apt to receive some big right hands and mean uppercuts for his effort. With his aggressive style, I tend to believe that Lennox likely stops him as well. Number 3, Joseph Parker. Parker is a talented boxer, and in my humble opinion, he is the one contender out there today I believe is most deserving of an opportunity against Usyk. That being said, Parker's best attribute today is his ability to neutralize his opponent's best weapon, and I have a very difficult time imagining Parker successfully neutralizing Lewis's jab. I think Lewis wins decisively here, possibly by stoppage, but Parker is crafty and smart enough that I'd give him a decent chance of lasting 12. Number 2, Daniel Dubois. After a couple of early setbacks, Dubois appears to be coming into his own, and he will get a chance for revenge in his upcoming rematch with Usyk. Interestingly enough, even though Dubois is probably not the biggest puncher out there today, his explosive and unpredictable style might provide him with a better puncher's chance against Lennox than anyone ranked below Dubois. That said, Lennox is still the superior technician here, and I would be surprised if Dubois could last much beyond the halfway point here. I like Lennox by knockout. Number 1, Tyson Fury. Fury has the size, intelligence, and attributes that he could cause Lennox some difficulty, but the flip side is true too, and to a much higher degree in my opinion. I think Lennox provides Fury with far more problems than the reverse, and I believe that Lennox consistently wins the mini battles far more often than not. Fury is crafty enough with excellent recuperation powers that I believe he could very well last the distance, but I likewise would not be surprised if Lennox ultimately blasted him out. Fury has been hurt and dropped often enough that there is no reason to believe Lennox couldn't do the same, and Lennox was a damn good finisher. And of course, the reigning Ring Magazine World Heavyweight Champion, the one and only Oleksandr Usyk. A theoretical showdown between the last two undisputed World Heavyweight Champions is simply sublime. This is the one fight that I believe would be the toughest challenge for Lewis today, something very close to a 50-50 pick'em fight. Usyk is another special talent like Lennox himself. The champion is an extremely talented operator with a tremendous skill set, unwavering heart and determination, and incredible footwork and stamina. If Usyk were to beat Lennox, I believe it would be predicated on Usyk's solid foundation of movement, balance, and endurance. As an elite southpaw, Usyk would likewise provide Lennox with a unique challenge where he doesn't have a proven track record. At the end of the day, however, outboxing Lewis is no easy feat, and unlike AJ and Fury, I believe Lennox was more talented, more skilled, and a bigger offensive threat. No disrespect meant to the reigning heavyweight king, but in this instance, I think Lennox would command center ring and ultimately dictate the tempo to his liking. So I would favor Lennox to win on points. But what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here. But I have a very difficult time favoring someone with only 7 heavyweight fights against a bona fide all-time great heavyweight like the great Lennox Lewis. So I'd take Lewis by a clear but competitive 12-round decision in this one. At the end of the day, I have no doubt, none whatsoever, that Lennox Lewis would be an elite heavyweight today. And in my opinion, I believe he would be every bit as dominant today as he was back in his day. That, of course, is just my personal opinion. Plenty of people might disagree with me about some of these individual matchups. And what the hell do I know? Some might disagree with me strongly on these hypothetical matchups. To be sure, however, as great as he was, Lennox wasn't perfect. If he started his career, say 10 years ago or whatnot, he may lose 1 or 2 along the way, just like he did in his actual career. After all, at times Lennox was overconfident, underestimating opponents where he wasn't always necessarily in top shape, and any heavyweight who ever laced him up could be stopped by a well-timed punch they never saw coming. But for my 2 cents, I believe Lennox would be just as dominant today as he was in his day, especially if we're assuming he was teamed up with the late great Hall of Fame trainer, the one and only Emanuel Stewart. Indeed, I believe Lennox would beat everyone rated in the top 10 today, and at the very least, I believe he'd be the rightful favorite against the entire lot of them. Simply put, Lennox was a damn fine boxer, and he'd be a force to be reckoned with in any era in history. So what do you think? How does Lennox Lewis do in today's heavyweight division? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.